kakasemento lang, biglang babakbakin or uulitin na naman. So siguro,
Ang laki ng flood control budget. Hindi pa kasama dito yung yung MMDA. So, what I'm saying is, it's inexcusable. Siguro, dapat wala nang tubig sa Pilipinas kung ganito kalaki yung budget natin.
laging nagiging issue sa ating mga kababayan yung lagi nilang hinihirit, lalo na sa SOCMED na kakasemento lang, biglang babakbakin or uulitin na naman. So siguro, Sec, baka suggestion, baka maganda as part of yung transparency, baka maganda na sa account ng website ng DPWH, may ganitong data na itong kalsada na to, nag-exceed na siya, due na siya for maintenance or na-overload siya para alam ng mga tao na kaya namin to kailangan ayusin, kailangan tong i-maintain kasi bahagi to nung dapat na gawing proseso sa ating mga kalsada. Kasi nga, parang gano'n na yung tumatak sa ating mga kababayan na kaya ginagawa yan kasi di ba, pinagkakakitaan or bakit tuwing malapit na eleksyon, dun ginagawa yung mga ganitong kalsada. Yun lang po, Madam Chair.
Well noted po, Your Honor. I think this is a very important information that we need to disseminate actually po. Totoo po yan, marami po nagtatanong sa amin bakit daw binabakbak na po yung, sabi nga nila, relatively good roads for now and may mga deteriorated roads daw na hindi naman inaasikaso. I think we agree with the suggestion po of the Honorable Senator that we need more information in this aspect po.
Sek, siguro dun sa mga asfalto,
Yes.
kasi di ba sa asfalto usually pag umulan, butas-butas na yan. May ano ba yan na yung contractor nyo kailangan i-repair niya with no cost to government? Parang may warranty ba tong mga asphalt overlay natin?
Yung pagka yung under contract pa po, meron pa siyang 1-year warranty the fixed liability period. But after we have already accepted and paid the whole amount for the contractor, then it becomes the responsibility now of the department.
Siguro
maintain, to
maganda
maintain.
dita din yun, Sec, na kunyari kagagawa lang tapos nagkabutas-butas ulit na maganda din malaman na at no cost to government na
Yes.
bahagi pa din siya kumbaga yung warranty din sa mga
yes,
project.
opo. Thank you po.
And in addition, I think that if there's a contractor, a specific contractor that usually gives substandard, what do you call this, submissions or completions, dapat iba-blacklist na ninyo after like 2 or 3 times, di ba? Na parang nasisira before the actual time that it's expected to deteriorate. Okay.
Tama po. Yeah. I think ang kwan po naman namin dito is operationally, the department engage in our internal monitoring at saka operations that we have actually yung quality assurance units namin that supervises more or less yung mga implementation of all the projects to make sure that these are being implemented in accordance with the specifications under their contract. So, kailangan po nito yung quality assurance units namin are going around. Actually, we have quality assurance units at the district level, the regional level, and the central office level. So, ito po, and this is one way of ensuring actually that the quality of the work that's being done by the contractor will have to be followed. Obviously, meron din po yung mga contractors who are recalcitrant and ito po yung blacklist po namin agad pagka hindi ho sila gumagawa ng tama.
Meron mga contracting firms na merong ratings, di ba? Like AAA, ganyan-ganyan. Who
Yes, Your Honor.
determines those?
Yes.
Kayo?
Yes, Your Honor. Ito yung mga ratings nila will have to go through the kwan po ng contract, ano ba ito? PICAB, Philippine Contractors Accreditation Board. Sila po yung nagbibigay po ng accreditation, Your Honor.
Okay, Yusa Cabral, maybe we can speed up the presentation para we can ask na and then.
Thank you, Your Honors. So you can see the operations budget by outcome. So the National Road System accounts for 266 billion. The flood control program, flood management program accounts for 226 billion. Convergence and special support program, these are local programs, 213 billion. The National Building Program and PPP, 15 billion. And the foreign assisted projects, 70 billion. Next slide. Breaking down further the capital outlay, support to operations, because capital outlay is broken into operations and support to operations. So we have the feasibility study, preliminary and detailed engineering, the right of way, and the contractual obligations are among the major components of the support to operations. And you can see again, the green bar is the NEP, while the blue is the GAA. So from 2023, 2024, and 2025, you can see the significant reduction from the support to operations and feasibility study, preliminary and detailed engineering, right-of-way, and contractual obligations. Next slide. The operations are broken down into outcome or organizational outcome. So 001, as we call it, this is the National Road System. You have 3 sub-program, the Asset Preservation Program, the Network Development Program, and the Bridge Program. The Asset Preservation preserves the existing assets, while the Network Development creates or construct additional carrying capacity. The Bridge Program are national bridges that we are constructing and maintaining as well. So again, blue, the green is the NEP, the blue is the GAA for 2023, 2024, and 2025. On organizational outcome 2 is the flood management program. So we have 2 sub-program, and this is the construction maintenance of flood structures and drainage system along national roads, and the construction rehabilitation of flood mitigation facilities within major and principal rivers across the country. Again, the green is the NEP, the blue is the GAA for 2023 and 2024 and 2025. Next slide. So we have our convergence program. This is the structured convergence that we have in our budget, collaborating with various government agencies. For example, Katuparan is our partnership with DOTR. Katuparan stands for Kalsada Tungo sa Paliparan, Riles at Daungan, where we build the access roads leading to ports, airports, and rail. So they build the ports, DOTR, we build the access road. With TRIP, this is the Tourism Road Infrastructure Program. With DOT, where they identify the tourism destination and we build the direct access roads, which are local, leading to these tourism destinations from the national road. With Roll It, this is the roads leveraging linkages to industry and trade corridor. This is our partnership with DTI, where they identified major industry corridor. These are local roads again, but we need to connect them to the main road. And finally, the TICAS. This is the tatag ng infrastruktura para sa kapayapaan at seguridad that we are building facilities, buildings in partnership with DND. So the Department of National Defense, because national defense is not devolved, unlike the local police which are devolved. So we are in partnership with DND to build critical facilities for them. We have the special support program, and these are local programs that we are supporting, but are consistent with the national development goals and are endorsed by Regional Development Council and part of the regional budget proposal. We have the CPAG, the Sustainable Infrastructure Projects Alleviating Gap, and the BIP, which is the Basic Infrastructure Program. You can see significant increase from the NEP to the GAA from 2023, 2024, and even 2025 NEP. 2024 GAA, and we are now proposing again for NEP, for CPAG and BIP. For the PPP, Foreign Assisted Projects and National Building Program, on the next slide, you can see our proposed NEP in green bar and the GAA for the GAA and the blue bar for the representing the GAA. For 2025, we are proposing again 70 billion for the foreign assisted projects because this has received zero allocation for 2024 in spite of the fact that we propose 70 billion for 2024. Similarly, for PPP, we are proposing again around 4.5 billion for 2025. I'd like to show you on the next slide the budget to highlight the importance of flagship projects of DPWH that have been approved by NEDA. These flagship projects are being closely monitored by the economic team and various lending institutions. So despite their importance, they face significant budget cuts. In fact, very alarming in 2024 when the foreign assisted projects of DPWH received zero allocation.
And
So-
you were asking how much? 70
70
billion?
billion again, Madam Chair, Your Honors, for 2025. So hopefully the allocation will be kept intact so that we can continue sustaining these very important flagship projects.
Pero sa NEP, nandun yung 70
Opo.
billion. Okay.
Yearly po, nasa NEP po yung foreign assisted. Madam Chair, Your Honors, the last slide will just basically show you an indication of how we distribute the budget by region. But there are still other interregional or nationwide projects that will be downloaded to these regions. But basically, these are the regional allocations we disaggregated based on the National Expenditure Program, Madam Chair, Your Honors. And with that, we are now ready to answer the questions, Madam Chair, Your Honors. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Senator Nancy, would you like to begin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Siguro, Secretary, can we just get an update dun sa, di ba, during the previous government, they had that build. And I would assume, dapat patapos na tong build dahil, so natapos na nga ho ba itong mga build projects? Or bahagi sila ng mga foreign assisted na tinamaan dahil nga nawala yung pondo?
Yes, Your Honor. Under the previous administration from 2016 to 2022, that's half of it actually. The total allotment that the department has been implementing according to consolidated reports is about 640 billion pesos. No, that's and out of this total, 630.7 billion has already been was obligated. 557.9 billion was disbursed with a this involves actually 17,284 projects that were completed, and there are still, I think, 1,366 projects that are ongoing. In terms of the absorptive capacity for the entire from 2016 to 2022, the absorptive capacity is 98.48%. But yung budget utilization rate is 88.46%, Your Honor.
I'd like to, Secretary Bonoan, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of former Senate President and now a very hardworking colleague, Senator Migs Zubiri.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Actually, sir, if I may interrupt, no, yung meron kayong undisbursed balance na 325 billion, di ba? So I mean, malaki pa rin yun. I mean, granted, you weren't able to have like funding for certain projects and your absorptive capacity compared to other agencies is good. 325 billion unobligated, undisbursed is still quite a sum. And alam ko yan kasi maraming nagrereklamo sa office namin, and after some of our senators have asked their questions, I will go through some of those mga hindi pa ninyo nababayaran.
Yes, opo.
Go ahead.
Proceed. Siguro di ba dun sa build, ho, meron silang mga, ano ba yan? Like for example, yung Mindanao, parang highway. Tapos na ho ba yun, Sec?
Yes, Your Honor, hindi pa ako natatapos yung mga yon. Actually, these are the projects that we are continuing under this administration. Unfortunately po, yung build project, the build project under the, excuse me, under the past administration, medyo nagkaroon ng problema because of the pandemic. And it has slowed down actually the implementation of many of these projects actually. And this is what we were saying actually, that many of the projects, particularly on flood control projects at the time, as the President has reported that as of May of 2023, we were able to implement about 5,521 flood control projects. Many of these are actually from the previous budgets actually, Your Honor, at that time.
So Sec,
we
doon naman, so di ba parang meron pa kayong hindi tapos dun sa build. And
Yes.
now we have that build better,
Better, more.
more. So ano naman ho yung, ano na ho yung status netong sa build better more, considering na almost 3 years na din, Sec. So ano na ho yung accomplishments natin pagdating naman dun sa build better more?
Well, yung build better more, Your Honor, is well for the budget years, partly budget year 2022, 2023, and 2024. So from 2022 to 2024, we have already an allotment of 925.7 billion, 0.8 billion. That's for flood control program pala. That's all.
Pero Sec, yung flood control na to, ito yung maliliit lang na flood control, di ba? Hindi ito yung...
All in na po ito.
all in na mo yan. But
All-
no, but Secretary, at the end of the day, yung mga flood control na yan, hindi pa namin mararamdaman yung benefit niyan
Yes, opo.
by next year. Tama
Well-
po ba? I mean, we just want to manage yung expectations ng mga kababayan natin na kahit ganun kalaki yung pondo, pero next year, pag tinamaan na naman tayo ng habagat at bagyo, babaha pa rin tayo. Tama po ba, Secretary?
Totoo po yan, I think. But we can certainly, there is going to be an improvement kasi mamimitigate po. Mamimitigate na naman po siguro with the infrastructure program that we are actually undertaking at this time. No? Totally, we will not be able to eradicate siguro yung flood control, but certainly there's going to be an improvement on addressing flood control, especially in the low-lying areas po.
Siguro, Sec, may coordination ho ba kayo with DNR? Kasi
Yes
for
po.
example, dun sa Bacoor, meron ho silang, parang evacuation site na covered court dahil may nasunugan. Tapos nung umulan, yung supposed to be evacuation site nila, binaha naman. So, meron ho ba tayong parang mapping na itong mga lugar na to, for this use lang talaga siya, itong lugar na to, para hindi rin ho nasasayang yung efforts ho ng DPWH.
Yes, Your Honor.
Hazard zones, nasusunod ho ba talaga yon na hindi buildable or...
Ngayon po, I think we have been closely in touch with DNR actually, and of course the local government units actually, to identify yung mga vulnerable areas at this point in time. With the NR, Your Honor, I think we are now jointly undertaking yung water management program to address yung mga doon pa lang sa watershed, dapat magkaroon na ng solution, kagaya ngayon sinasabi ni Presidente na dapat doon pa rin sa source ng flood waters in the watershed, dapat magkaroon na ng infrastructure to store yung mga flood waters para hindi kaagad-agad bumababa. And with these facilities, pwede rin magamit during the dry season for agriculture, water supply, and other. So these are the things that we are now implementing under the Build Better More program po.
At
Your Honor.
Sec, di ba, dun ho sa isang slide presentation kanina, pababa ng pababa yung allocation sa foreign assisted projects. And alam naman ho natin, yung mga foreign assisted projects, meron ho yung commitment fees tuwing hindi tayo sumusunod dun sa timeline that was set by yung mga
Funding institution.
yung mga institutions na inutangan natin. So, at the moment ho, magkano na yung commitment fees na nagagastos natin just because we're not allocating enough funds for yung mga foreign assisted projects?
That's true, Your Honor. I think, I think we have actually extended we have extended several the implementation period vis-a-vis the loan agreements in many of the projects that nadatna na namin because of the delayed implementation of some of these projects.
And pumapayag ho sila na to do away with the commitment fees or with your nag-renegotiate kayo dun sa loans?
There are instances na pumapayag po sila na makuha ho yung commitment charges, but yung active na po, yung active na projects, we have to provide actually, or we have to what po yung commitment charges na po.
So at the moment, Sec, magkano na ho yung nagagastos natin sa commitment fees?
If I may, do we have a record, Undersecretary Palafox? I think it's about
Madam Chair, Your Honor, in the COA annual audit report, there's no mention of the commitment fees for the department, but the discussion was 26.5 million commitment fees for the delayed implementation of Metro Manila bridges for CY 2022. and
Pesos po yung 26.5 million.
26.5 million.
Pesos. Pero just for one project po yun.
Yes.
What about the other projects po?
Um,
For example, yung sa flood control for Metro Manila. Dahil, di ba, delayed din yung implementation na yan. So I would assume may commitment fees din ho tayo dyan.
We have no record, Your Honor.
Madam Chair, I read in one news item actually that the government has paid commitment charges amounting to $13.97 million. Ay,
Sec, bakit parang wala ko kayong record nung commitment fees? Kasi, I mean,
kasi yung commitment charges, Your Honor, is being done by the Department of Finance.
pero kasi di ba, Sec, yan din yung isang pag kayo, budget call, yan yung isang nyo, sa DBM kung bakit napaka-importante na mapondohan itong mga foreign assisted
Yes.
projects
Yes, Your Honor.
kasi nga merong component doon na nasasayang at hindi rin naman biro yung amount na nasasayang.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree po. Agreed.
Kung ganun din naman ho, Sec, baka ang direksyon dapat ng DPWH wag na tayo kumuha ng mga foreign assisted projects kasi nga apparently parang hirap na hirap tayo masunod yung timeline na siniset ng foreign assisted projects. Like offhand, meron ho ba tayong foreign assisted projects na natapos on time?
I still have to look into the records, Your Honor. Kasi what I know is actually may mga projects na naman natapos, like yung mga flood control project phase 1 in Pampanga, yung flood control project in Cagayan de Oro, meron din yung mga flood control projects in Cavite, and partly yung mga initial loan agreements dito sa Pasig Marikina, series of dito kasi kung minsan Your Honor, there are several loans that come in tranches. So there are projects that have been completed, I'm sure, during the past administration, but we are continuing now with many.
Pero Sec, wala ho yung on time. Meron na ho ba tayong ayun ko, baka dun sa mga isang poste na ho sa DPWH, baka meron silang natatandaan na project na foreign assisted na natapos siya on time. At hindi tayo nagkaroon ng foreign assisted. Hindi tayo nagkaroon ng commitment fees.
Well, there are projects there are projects that have been completed, 4 completed flagship projects. Your Honor, yung isa yung Samar Pacific Coastal Road Project Phase 1. This was financed by the Korean government. Integrated disaster risk reduction climate. Ito na yun po yung low-lying areas in Pampanga. Yung flood risk management project in Cagayan de Oro, which is actually Japanese government, and yung arterial road bypass project phase 3 also with the Japanese government. Ito lang po yung four projects that I understand were completed on time. In the meantime, there are also, of course, 12 ongoing foreign assisted projects that are now being implemented by the DPWH. Most of these were actually projects that were initiated in the previous administrations, Your Honor. There are also 11 big projects that are actually under pre-construction stage and another 14 under the proposal stage, Your Honor.
Sige po. Thank you, Sec. Tapos during the last year's budget, we raised ho yung issue na pag nag-road widening ho yung DPWH, minsan may naiiwan ng poste o may naiiwan ng puno. Can we just get to an update kung nabawasan na ho ba yung mga kalsada na may poste or puno dun sa mga road widening ho?
Yes, Your Honor, and may I ask our Undersecretary for Legal Affairs is on top of this situation, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Chair and Secretary. Thank you. For the pole relocation status, Your Honors, we have identified 77,143 poles for relocation. And as of this time, Your Honors, DPWH was able to relocate 14,404 poles.
Ilan po?
14,404 poles, ma'am.
14,000 pa lang.
14.
So not
1,000.
even the half of the 75.
Not even half, Your Honors. The poles for relocation is a total of 62,739, Your Honors. And the amount that will be required for the complete relocation of that number of poles, Your Honors, is at about 2,964,862,474.93 centavos, Your Honors.
How much is your funding for relocation? for
We have
next year?
requested in the NEP for 2025, Your Honors, an amount of 2 billion, Your Honors.
Okay, ano yung binigay sa inyo?
Okay. For 2024, Your Honors, we were given 300 million in the GAA 2024.
And for next year,
For next year, Your Honors, we have requested 2 billion
and binigay naman sa niyo yung 2 billion
in the NEP.
in the NEP. Nakalagay. Yeah, pero I guess ito yung nababawasan. Oh,
budget for pole relocation, Your Honors, is incorporated in our request for right-of-way, Your Honors.
So nadamay siya doon sa baba ng right of way. Tinamaan din tong funding niyo for pole relocation.
Yes, ma'am.
Sige, Sek. Kasi sayang yung tinatayo yung kalsada dahil hindi siya nagagamit 100%. So kadalasan, nagiging parking siya ng mga bahay na katabi ng road widening. So it defeats the purpose of road widening kasi hindi din nararamdaman na lumapad yung kalsada. So siguro with the help of our chairperson, baka kahit papano hindi magagalaw itong ganitong pondo. Sige, yun na lang muna, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Senator Zubiri, would you like to ask your question?
No, actually, I'm here to support the budget of the DPWH. I've always been doing this for the last how many decades na yata as a congressman and a senator. I'd just like to greet my dear friend, Secretary Bunuan. Sometimes he does not answer my text. Di na kasi ako Senate President. But I'm still here in support of you, Secretary, because I love the department.
Thank you, Your Honor. Hindi naman po.
And I'm also like to greet my friends, of course, Yusek Kathy Cabral, all the undersecretaries that are here today. As a matter of fact, Madam Chair, out of my frustration of one agency, and you know this, that has taken them almost a decade now to finish a big project in Bukidnon, which is the airport. I've already channeled all my funds to the DPWH kasi mabilis. Mas mabilis pa sa pulis ang DPWH talagang. Pag plano pa lang, mabibid na natin. Gano'ng kagaling sila. And that's why yung isang project po natin sa airport sa Camiguin, they're already on board, na bid out na. I think groundbreaking will be on Saturday. I just want to inform the Secretary. And everyone in Camiguin is so excited for this chance to be able to be a world-class tourist destination. Yun ang mensahe ko, ma'am. Nandito po tayo para tulungan, Madam Chair, ang budget ng DPWH. And when I say tulungan, Madam Chair, I know kasi sila po ang nabubugbog pag may mga kailangan pondo para sa kung ano-ano na. Alam na naman natin sa mga different districts and different provinces. So, Madam Chair, if I may just ask the Secretary, because I know last year, nawalan po kayo ng right of way. And this is a perennial problem, Madam Chair, for the DPWH. They have so many projects and talagang ang dami ko natatanggap na text, at dami ko natatanggap na complaints na hindi sila nababayaran. And it's not their fault, Madam Chair, because if you notice in the last budget, there was a 35 billion peso NEP funding for right of way. And then at the end of it all, nung na-chop na yung budget, umabot na lang ng 2.5B. So imagine that's even less than 10% of what was included in the right of way budget of the NEP. So Sec, if you don't mind me asking, for the guidance of we have a new chairperson, for the guidance of our new chairperson, I know there are big ticket projects that you need right of way for. For example, yung mga subway or yung Cavite Bataan Bridge, yung mga MRT, all these things that are now nakabinbin when you fly over Metro Manila. Kung nakayanap ka ng helicopter, you see it. May mga projects na nakabinbin dahil sa right of way issues. Can you let us know on the top of your mind or with your staff there, ano po ang mga talagang non-negotiable right of way for the President's legacy projects para sa ganun mailagay po ng ating chairperson sa inyong budget na hindi po magagalaw. And of course, all the others that are on a priority level. On the top of your mind, top of your head, Secretary, what would this be na right of way funding that you would need?
Well, Your Honor, to the best that we have estimated, kasi the total, I was informed actually that the total consolidated obligations of the department for right-of-way payments ever since totals to about 60 billion already, Your Honor. And I think to the best that we have estimated, actually, what are the most urgent payments that we have to make is actually yung ready, voucher ready, what we are saying is about 35 billion, including actually the payments for ODA projects that we are talking about, and including the public-private partnership projects, because it's the Department for Public-Private Partnership Projects is the department that acquires the right-of-way. So these are the things that we have actually estimated. And of course, the other area that has to be given priority are right-of-way payments that have been decided by the courts. So marami rin po ito because this, especially yung court-decided cases, incur actually interests. Interest from the time actually that this was acquired up to the babayad din po. It adds on to the obligation. It adds on to the obligation. And this is, I think, about 12% per annum. 12% per annum nung up to 2019, I think. And then, I think 6% per annum na po yung sumusunod.
So, Sec, would you by priority, maybe we can ask you, Sec Cathy Cabral, and write it down. Itong NEP ba natin na yun, magkano nailagay for your right-of-way? Hindi ko na review.
For 2025, Your Honor, we again proposed 36.9 billion.
So, nasa NEP na siya?
Nasa NEP.
Nasa NEP na, 36.9. Sana po hindi mo wala lahat ng boss.
Yes.
Secretary. So, if to assist our chairperson, baka you can give a list of the priorities that we need to file. Yung court decided cases already, that's number one. Of course, the legacy projects of the president, these are the big ticket items that
Yeah.
we've been trying to finish for the last 3 administrations, including this one. Yung priorities yun lang, pailagay po natin in terms of priorities.
With the indulgence of Senator Zubiri, you were quoted during the House hearing that you said we are actually prioritizing our allocations for those ready for payments because these obligations dates back several years. So we would like to ask this committee the exact figures of those claims and which ones are ready by DPWH standards, as mentioned. Of course, the ones that incur interests, etc., and those that are of the national priorities of the president for infrastructure.
Madam Chair, with the permission of Senator Mix, Sec, dun ba sa amount of 36 billion, malilinis na yung utang niya sa right-of-way?
Marami pa pong Your Honor. I think, as I said, marami pa po yung, as I said, yung consolidated obligations yata is about 60 billion. 60 billion. So we're just prioritizing.
Technically, Sec, the whole picture is 60 billion.
Yes.
And ang hinihingi niya lang is 36 billion. And then for this year, magkano ho yung na-allocate sa inyo?
For this year is supposed to be, yung hiningi namin sa NEP is 35 billion, but we were released 2.5 billion, Your Honor.
Ang layo. Yeah, so
This year.
Yeah. So Madam Chair, talagang kumbaga ang layo ng hahabulin nyo para talaga mabayaran na natin lahat ng right-of-way issues natin. And Sec, I guess magkaano na yan, dugtong-dugtong na yan. Kasi pag hindi ka nagbayad ng right-of-way, madedelay yung project, magbabayad tayo ng commitment fee. So kumbaga yung domino effect nung paglagay ng funding, malaki yung epekto.
Madam Chair, kawawa talaga sila kasi kinakasuhan sila eh. I mean, they're obligated to build the road. They're obligated to build the bridge. It's a government project. Do not delay. So ginagawa nila yan with the promise that they will be paid, no? All these owners or titled lands and claimants. So kawawa talaga sila, kinakasuhan sila. And I think that's
And then, Madam Chair,
Yes.
kawawa din yung may-ari
Kawawa pa rin
ng
yung may-ari
lupa.
ng lupa.
Kasi
kawawa yung may-ari ng lupa.
wala, they're not in possession of their property sa tayuan na ng kalsada tapos hindi sila kumikita at hindi nila nagagamit yung property nila na technically hindi pa sila nababayaran pero they're not in possession already.
Marami dito sa karamihan dito po sa probinsya na hindi naman mayaman ng mga tao. May mga agrarian reform beneficiary na nakadalawang hektarya, dadaanan ng highway, di kalahating hektarya na lang naiwan. Kawawa naman talaga.
Totoo po yan, Your Honor, and one of the problems that we are actually trying to, the challenges that we are having here, yung mga matagal na mga hindi pa nababayaran, yung mga ownership issues actually. Kasi yung nakalagay doon sa title, nag-iba na yung heir. So you have to go through another judicial process. Yun ang yung mga challenges that we're facing. Kasi if we delay, nagbabago ho yung claimants actually. So yung mga active projects namin, we would like to settle them immediately para hindi umabot sa mga ganung sitwasyon. Namamatay yung mga claimants, pupunta sa heir, may judicial process pa ho yung mga ganun.
We'll rest assured, Secretary, that we will assist you on this. We'll definitely prioritize this as well with, of course, the leadership of the chairperson.
Thank you, Your
on
Honor.
this issue.
Okay, I think so that we can speed up the process, may mga call-in kasi dito sa office I want to. Iloilo City Mayor Jerry Triañas expressed his dismay over the delays in DPWH drainage improvement and infrastructure projects. Can you enlighten us on what exactly these projects are? What's keeping DPWH from continuing with the projects? Naayos na ba ninyo ang mga issue na nabanggit ng Iloilo City LGU? Kasi halos 20+% ang budget ninyo sa flood control. Nasa 254 billion for 2025. 2024, 244 billion. Nakita naman natin na hindi naman ganun kaayos yung
Madam Chair, may I just ask if there's anyone looking at some videos in the back? Because it is disturbing or okay na ba? Lumabas na. Okay.
And then also for the information of this committee, there are also other flood control budgets. DSWD has 230 billion. Tama ba to? Tama ba yon? I don't think. DA 211, Defense Program 204, DOT 180. Tama. Okay, well anyway, this is ano to? Oh. So anyway, in light of that, all of these, if this is true, I would like to confirm this. Ang laki ng flood control budget. Hindi pa kasama dito yung yung MMDA. So, what I'm saying is, it's inexcusable. Siguro, dapat wala nang tubig sa Pilipinas kung ganito kalaki yung, yung budget natin.